Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. We are in week 2, and this is day 11 of our continued journey into the theme of designing destiny. With each day, we realize more clearly that destiny is not a static storyline. It is a fluid unfolding that responds to our inner condition, our intentions, and the depth of our spiritual efforts. It is not crafted in moments of grand achievement, but shaped quietly in reflection, in remembrance, and in the surrender. Integrating Swadhyaya into our daily routine continues to be a gentle anchor. Swadhyaya helps us pause and examine not only what we are doing, but also why we are doing it. It tunes us into the deeper motivations and impressions that silently guide our thoughts and behaviors. When approached with sincerity, Swadhyaya transforms our daily experiences into sacred insights. In yesterday's reflection, we explored the subtle balance between the destiny and the choice. Today, let's take a step further and examine the question: if we are not the ultimate doers, then who is designing our destiny? The truth is both humbling and empowering. As we walk the spiritual path, we begin to realize that while we participate in designing destiny through our inner refinement, the actual blueprint emerges from a space much deeper from the source. The more we purify our inner environment, the more clearly this divine blueprint begins to surface. We had been reading the article by Daji, which is on destiny and freedom of choices. And so far, what we have read, it has pointed out that our hearts are like shifting weather, influenced constantly by our past samskars of likes, dislikes, and habits. These samskars shapes our tendencies and guide our decisions. Yet, if everything were governed entirely by fate, why would choice, ethics, or reflection matters? What we need to aspire, evolve, or renounce. Daji offers the example of desire, like wanting an iPhone, which is a modern impulse. This desire cannot stem from past samskars because the object didn't exist. Instead, it arises from the broader tendency of acquiring or acquisitiveness. Such tendencies, born in the present, interfere with our destiny and pulls us away from our inner evolution. Dear sisters and brothers, as always, this sacred space is not just for us. If someone in your life is seeking direction, purpose, or peace, you might consider inviting them to join the BHED sessions or Heartfulness Master classes. We will now return to today's reading from Destiny of Freedom of Choice by beloved Daji. The second avatar of ancient India, Lord Krishna, tried to change people's notion of duty. He said, yes, you must perform your duty as a king as prescribed. But hundreds of times during the great epic of Mahabharata, he told Bhishma, you are doing the right thing by pledging an oath of loyalty to the throne of Hastinapur. There's nothing like loyalty to a kingdom. Our loyalty is to the truth, to dharma. Take the side of right. Bhishma didn't understand these concepts because he was still living the old values with a sense of loyalty to the throne of Hastinapur. Lord Krishna introduced a great concept. Even if you perform a good action with very noble, pious intentions, if it is done with some motive, it will turn out to be a sinful action. Why? Because at the base of it is the desire of gratification for doing something good. This aspect of doing good things for self satisfaction promotes and fuels the ego. And the ego is the biggest culprit that keeps us separate not only from each other but also from the source itself. Imagine there is a big ocean and we put an earthenware pot in it. It will quickly fill up water, and the water inside the pot and outside is the same. Imagine balloons floating in the sky. There is air inside and outside, separated by plastic. We are like those earthenware pots and balloons, with our own individual existence, immersed in the universal existence. We remain individuals floating in the entire existence. And we are like that because of our own individualized creation, which began with the first separation. So, how can we reunite with the original source once again? Heartfulness comes to our rescue with methods to transcend all that separates us, and it gives us a higher purpose to life, the ultimate destiny of reuniting with the source. It is easy to read the following passage from the Bhagavad Gita. You have the right to work only, but never to its fruits. Let not the fruits of actions be your motive, nor let your attachment be to inaction. We can understand the concept, but it is very difficult to implement. Even for simple things like going to a restaurant to have lunch, we must plan. We must decide to walk or drive. Choose which way to go and go in a way that will not disturb the people around us. The goal of our choices is always in sight, whether it is big or small. It is always there. How can I not think of the fruits before I engage myself in any action? Why would I not think of my higher goal before I attempt to meditate? We practice heartfulness with this higher goal in mind. Is not the goal the fruit of our actions? We do not forget the result. We keep the goal in mind and lead a lifestyle suitable for fulfilling that goal. Anything less and we fail. It is the same principle for an athlete, an astronaut, or a spiritual seeker. The fruit of a meditation and lifestyle changes is union with the highest principle, to be one with that ultimate state. It is only possible when the drop merges with the ocean. And how can the water in the earthenware pot merge in the ocean when the earthenware pot breaks? Let us now allow the wisdom of these words to gently resonate within us. And with hearts open, let us now come together to offer the universal prayer. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रही हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May the sacred vibration of this universal prayer awaken profound love, devotion, and bond of unity in the hearts of all for the highest good of our world. And as we prepare for the rest tonight, let us take a moment to offer the bedtime prayer and also the inner reflections for the day. You may wish to write a few lines in your journal or diary. These small acts of observations gently moves us from unconscious reactions to conscious creation. And then let this self-study, this reflection, be your offering for the day, a commitment to living with awareness and grace, and not to repeat the mistakes again. Dear sisters and brothers, as we continue reflecting on designing destiny, let us remember the power to shape our lives, not in controlling outcomes, but in purifying our responses. With Swadhyaya, we observe the evolution of our inner condition. With sincere and intense abhyas, we become less reactive, more receptive, and more refined. And in this state, life no longer happens to us, it flows through us. Thank you so much for your presence for the evening session today. And we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. as we continue reflecting and walking the path of designing destiny together. Until then, dear sisters and brothers, wishing you all a very good night.